Hello, champions. Oh my gosh, it's March. How many of you feel like this year is practically over? Oh my gosh, I hope you don't, because today is practical manifesting. Now, one, practically over, is an exaggeration. This today is real. Okay. And if you're watching live or if you're catching the replay, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Some of you know I am Coach Tina. I started this I founded this Empowering Champions community 5 years ago. I am a life coach, and some of you may be wondering, why is she talking about manifesting? Well, it seems to me like it's a natural progression. I have a certification with the 7F framework. These are the key areas of life. And most of the work that I do is all about helping you live the life of your dreams, which is manifesting. Okay. This is intentional focus on what you want and then taking the actions to get there. And whether you call it life coaching or manifesting or just getting shit done, it's moving you forward. And we all know that progress equals happiness. And I want that for you. Okay. So today is a very special day. It's not just the first Monday in the new month of March. It's the end, it's marking the end of our series called Manifesting and Other Wealth Wonders. This is going to complete this week. And it was supposed to end last month, but I felt like there was more to say and more to do. And because of the issues we had with the funeral last week, that we just decided to push everything to this week. And, life is what life is. I have mentioned before that we are rewriting the script this year. That rewriting the script in 2026 is not just about like editing a few of your past things and like just a little upgrade. No, we are completely revising our old stories. In fact, if this was a real script we had written out, we would just like crumple it up in a ball and throw it away and bring out that fresh piece of paper and start completely new. None of the old story needs to be a part of it. It's all about what you're allowing into your life in this new plan. Okay. And that's why we have this series. I follow a 7F format throughout the year. And this one, because it's dealing with wealth, has been finance. But finance is not just about money. It's about richness within your life, right? But it's also about discipline to get what you want. It's about amplifying who you already are at a higher magnitude, right? So I'm going to continue doing the finance portion through the month of March, and it's going to be more focused on discipline, habits, practices, right? As well as organization. What systems do you have in place to amplify? If you don't have a system to make your life reach your goals, that struggle is going to be there. That's why, like, when they finally invented the wheel, it was amazing because they could move things faster. So we're in the rocket, phase of life. And we want that to be what happens for you. So the masterclass this week is called Practical Manifesting. And it is going to be held Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's the 4th, 5th, and 6th of March. And it is going to be at 11 a.m. Central, so noon in Eastern Standard Time Zone. And it's being held about a half an hour each day. There'll be a video. I mean, it'll be live. You can watch me live, or you can watch the video at your convenience in your time zone. But I really want you to get the most out of this. And I'm also offering a Saturday event that is very closely related to the material that we're going to put out on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Saturday is the workshop. It's the getting it into your system in that special way. And all of that can be done for free in the community, or you can sign up for what is called VIP. If you would like to do that extended level, what's going to happen is after each live, you will have access into a Zoom where it's just going to be us. And we're going to be discussing what I talked about at your level, at the place where it makes sense to you. You can ask your questions. I'll give you feedback, take you to places that are relevant directly to you and the situations going on in your life. Would love to do that with anybody that's interested. And so if you want VIP, put it in the comments. The other amazing part for VIP is because these series are all kind of in a row and are building on each other, you will get access to last month's VIP. That whole series will keep you busy all month as well. It's just a few classes, but the material really will help you in this whole manifesting space. Also, VIP will get a special debrief session after the event on Saturday. So we'll pull in and do like a circle based on the work that we're going to do and really get your feedback and perspective, and it will be extremely healing. So I know those of you that will do that will really get some benefit out of it. The Masterclass itself is going to be sharing specifics. It's going to share about the why we're talking about manifesting in the first place, why it matters to you specifically, and why this is the time to get started on it. We're going to talk about how to manifest and how to do it in a way that doesn't feel icky or weird or woo-woo, but just taking those steps that are logical and important and will get you to where you want to go. We're going to talk about when to implement, when to do the manifesting, when it's right in your schedule, right? And then we're also going to talk about who needs to manifest. Like maybe it's not right for you at this season of your life. Okay, I'll entertain your argument, but I'll also talk to you about, maybe there's certain health issues. Yeah, that would keep you from doing some of the stuff. But we can envision anytime. We can do this. It doesn't take extra resources to manifest. That's the cool part. And then with the VIP level, we're going to cover whatever else you want to know about on the topic. So we're going to make it very personal to you. This could be life-changing, you guys. I want you to understand that when I started this work at this level, everything has started to change. And I want that for you because we're not only in a new month, right? We are talking about new life, but this month of March, there's a lot of energy behind this month, right? This is Move It month. And we are going to move into the series that we're going to call Make Your Move in March. And I don't want you to miss it because there's a lot of moving parts. I will start with, they like to say in like a lamb, out like a lion for the month of March, right? So the lamb, the lion was definitely introduced with the happenings in the Middle East. Midnight, just after midnight in our time zone, in the Middle East, it was 10 o'clock in the daytime. And the bombing started. The conflict against the Iranian regime was started. And maybe you're following it. Maybe you're like, that doesn't apply in my life. But I will say that there's a lot of people in fear right now. And our daughter lives in Dubai. So Dubai was retaliated upon and shot at, basically. Missiles were launched. They were intercepted by the UAE government fairly quickly, but they did, I think it was the second day, the airport was bombed. And they're using some drone technology that is slipping by the artillery. So that's kind of scary, that there's supposed to be defense against the missiles, and it's not as effective against these little drones. but there was damage done to the airport. Well, our daughter lives right by the airport since she flies for Emirates. So a lot of fear in her messages to us, concern, right? Just life is not the same as what she expected. All of a sudden, there's a shift. And all of us can relate to times in our life when something has shifted that we weren't anticipating, and now everything is different. And so there's a lot of people reeling from what's happening right now. And I can't express enough that this is a perfect time for us to share our love. First and foremost, send it out across the universe to all the people who are hurting and in pain and suffering right now, for sure. But remember that we can share love with the people in our circle of influence and spark hope and remind people of the little things, the kindness, and how much that can spread. And we never know how that's going to change the world on a big scale. I remember when I was first became a Reiki master, one of the things that was brought up by my teacher in our teachings was that we could apply the Reiki positive energy for healing on past historical events. And I remember thinking, what are you talking about? Like what? And she mentioned the Holocaust. And it took me several years of processing that to just be like, doesn't even make sense. Why would you go back and help something from history? And how, I was really an unbeliever. And what was really interesting was after a few years, I started to notice that there were memorials for the Holocaust survivors. There was the family of the Holocaust were having these healing events. And then you would see the news reports about the people who had been Holocaust victims that had these great outlooks in life and the books that were produced. I mean, obviously this happened over a long period of time, but I started realizing that who am I to say that sending healing vibes to past historical events don't make a difference, because something was happening there. And maybe it had nothing to do with Reiki, and maybe it had something to do with it. Maybe it's something that we do have power to do. So I really recommend that we send our healing thoughts out into the universe. We raise the frequency of the world by positive thinking and love. And we remind ourselves and others about what's important, that we stay connected, that we stay on our purpose. Like, why are we here? And believe that our higher power has it under control. I hate that there's the unknown, the uncertainty of all of this. But there's been a lot of times in history where we haven't known what was going to happen. And there's a lot of documented times where the answer came through, usually from experience documented in the Bible. How cool is that? So, it wasn't really where I intended to go talking about March, but it's an important part of our lives right now. And now that we're global, it's extremely important part of our life. So that is first and foremost what happened in March. I'm looking forward to something that's supposed to be happening today. I haven't gotten information on it yet, but I am waiting on pins and needles from a experience when I was in finance. One of the things that happened was Peter Diamandis told us that on March 2nd, he was going to be opening up the next X Prize competition. Totally sparked my interest because I have been manifesting a particular number for my future. And Peter Diamandis has said that the prize for that X Prize is the exact number that I've been manifesting. To which I replied, this is what my reticular activating system is noticing right now, that I need to be aware of this X Prize competition. And it is to create a compelling future for the world. I don't know about you, but the work that I have been doing with the Hug Foundation for our teenagers totally qualifies as ways we can help the change the world through this generation, affecting the next generation, and affecting the future. Like the past, like the people that are coming, the youth, right? If they see strong teenagers, then they will be inspired to be strong teenagers. And when we see strong teenagers, we can relax a little bit because we know that there is leadership coming up the pipeline that will help. And so I'm on fire to put our hug movement information out into the universe. And, maybe we'll be winning that X Prize. That's pretty exciting, right? I don't know any of the details. More will be revealed. And when I'm doing this, I'm going to document the entire journey. I will be creating a new group that will be the hug movement. And I'll tell you all about it real soon. It's going to be really exciting. Once I get the details, I will share. Don't worry. Okay, so that's two of the things going on in March. Let me tell you the third. The third is UPW is coming. It is 10 days from now. And it will be, if you don't know what UPW is, it's Unleash the Power Within. It's Tony's signature event. It's where you learn how to make your move. And I can tell you more about that as the month of March progresses. But I wanted to say I have an extra ticket for UPW. I'm pretty excited about this. And I want it to go to a person who needs it the most. So if you or someone you know need to go to this 4-day event and are totally dedicated to devoting the time to get into that program and to do what Tony says and to take that information and change your life, I would love for you to be the recipient of our ticket. What you're going to need to do is DM me, you or your nominee, and a compelling story about why going to UPW virtual in March. It's the 12th through the 15th. If that is of major interest, please hit me up and let me know. I would love to be a part of your compelling future in that way. So let me know. All right. And yes, there is one more thing happening. It's not actually happening in March, but the momentum in March is going to lead to this. And that is our second African trip is coming in early April. The AYLS, or African Youth Leaders Summit, also titled Tabiti, is happening in Kenya again. And I'm on the tour to go and be a coach again this year. I'm so excited about it, you guys. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go, but the way things are working, yes, I am saying yes to helping teens grow, to seeing the development over this last year, to see what else we can do with this amazing event. And I'm so excited by what is out there. So if you have a desire to help teens, to empower them, to take them to the next level, please comment hug below. I will get to you with maybe some ways that you could support us as we go forward to help these teens. We're hoping to scholarship 50 kids, and I would love to have that be part of what we're doing this month. All right. I love you guys, and I want you to have the most outstanding month. So don't forget to do your RPM for the month. Remember, what outcomes are you looking for this month? What is the reason why those are important to you? And what are the action steps you need to take to make those a reality? Be working on them each week this month. Get her done and feel better about your life. And I'm going to be sharing the tools to make it even easier and better. And just my heart goes out because I'm so excited about what's possible this month and beyond. So sending you so much love and light. Take care.